house. I got bitches hating, yelling, fuck me. Run it up, all honey, stomach through the money. I'm a player, keep it P, they know I ain't a dummy. What's up, J babies? Oh my goodness, the camera, I need to set it right. So y'all won't move. Sit still, boo. Okay. Hi, J babies. We gonna get a little serious today. I'm back home, and I think it's time I do something that a lot of people always wonder. Sometimes you guys call me his name by accident. Um, yeah, bear with me because this is a really sensitive topic for me. I'm gonna try really hard not to cry. um, so yeah, let me actually go get a photo of us to just start it off. I'll be right back. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. I love him so much, and he's really close and dear to my heart, and people are mean, so I've never really wanted to open up about this because it's just he's just really precious to me. I can't believe I'm doing this, but oh, I'm ready to share because I think this is the moment that I've been preparing myself for. Me looking at Ari, y'all know Ari. She's Sister on Instagram, and back in 2000, I want to say 16 or 17. I believe it was 17. Because I was 17. So yeah, it was 2017. My Instagram name used to be Baby Bands. If you've been following me, then you know. Baby Bands was wild. I was crazy girl back then. I wasn't even posting music. I just was, viral for being cute, I guess. And I saw her Instagram name was dedicated to her brother. So I decided to change my name to Jordansister. And it's just been stuck ever since. Okay, everybody, this is Jordan. My baby brother. Here's another picture of us. Yeah, I have been separated from my brother for 20 years of my life, roughly 21 years. I lost him when I was 4 years old. My mother is a victim of domestic violence, and unfortunately, our family was torn apart very early. I'm sorry. And like a lot of people just assume that my name is Jordan from my Instagram name, and I don't take offense to it because the purpose of me, changing my name to that was to keep his name alive. And there are a lot of women who experience the same thing that my mom went through every day, and I don't like it. It's not fair. Women are really the least protected people in the world along with children, and it sucks because his life was cut short really early. He was only 18 months old. He didn't even make it to 2 years old. So um you know I I've struggled like trying to make friends to fill the void, and there's absolutely nothing that I could do to bring him back or feel his presence. And I've been robbed of him for years, and it just sucks. So it's like now that I have coming out, as Jordansister, and people calling me Jordan, or Jordan, you're so beautiful, or Jordan, like I love that for him because he'll always live through me, you know. Maybe one day I'll take you guys to his gravesite. I haven't been going as much as I used to because it is a little hard for me still to this day. Like, don't ever let anybody tell you when you're grieving a loved one that it gets better, because it doesn't get better. You just learn how to cope, I guess, with the loss, but there's nothing that anyone can do or say to take away the hurt. Like, one day you'll be perfectly fine, the next day you'll be torn apart. And I think me starting to, build myself up helped with me, dealing with the sadness of him being gone. Like, I watch people have relationships with their brothers, and it just sucks because I don't have mine. And I've been so, afraid of opening up about this, because growing up, like, kids would throw it in my face. They would say that my mom did it, and just little weird stuff like that. And people are just really cruel. So if you notice, I don't even have him posted on my page, just because I'm growing more publicly, and I just don't want anyone to ever try to use him against me, because that is the one thing that I care about so much. And nobody has ever loved me like my little brother. We had the best relationship, and I was a really good big sister to him. So to not ever have a death around you, and then for your first one to be your sibling so young, it really fucked me up. It really fucked me up. And the fact that I'm able to do the things that I do and still, hold my head high is nothing but God. He gives me the strength to keep going, because without him, I I'd still be in the rooms and the places that I had no business being, because I was just trying to deal. And I don't like, I wasn't really living. I was just existing, because it was a lot of stuff I didn't understand. And I wouldn't say that I was jealous of the people who had relationships with their siblings, but it would just always make me wonder, like, why can't I have my brother with me? Everybody else has their siblings. Like, I was 4 years old. That's not something that a 4-year-old should have to experience and grow through. I'm now 25 years old. Like, more than half of my life I've spent without him. And now that I'm able to have people address me as his name, it's just really, if you've ever called me Jordan in person, and people apologize, they say they're so sorry when I tell them. And I don't want them to feel that way, because at the end of the day, I made a vow to myself when I was 16, 15ish, that I was going to figure out a way to keep his name alive and going, because it's not fair that he was robbed so young. Like, my little brother was so full of light, and he loved me. Look at how he was holding on to me. I think he was only a couple, maybe like a month or two old in this picture, guys. Like, we were really inseparable. Look at my smile. Like, I've never been so happy to be a big sister. Like, this was really my baby, and it just hurts. Like, it hurts that I'm never able to hear his voice again. I've lost memory of how he sounds. Like, that was so long ago. We didn't have all this technology. I'm sorry, you guys died. I'm trying to get it together. I knew I was gonna cry. I've been avoiding this topic just because, like, I know me, and I'm never gonna be over this, because I have to go through this physical realm without him physically, and it sucks. Like, it's not fair. And to anyone out here there like that has lost any siblings, or just anybody in general, if you're ever not feeling okay in the head, you're not having a good day, you're not taking the death well, please reach out to me. I would rather you reach out to me than seek and find things that are no good for you, like I have done in the past, because it is easy to fall victim to a lot of stuff when you're hurt and confused, and there are a lot of different things that you can get yourself into when you're not mentally okay. So my point in this video is to let you all know that it took a long time for me to get to where I am when it comes to him, and I had to really learn how to just be strong and ask God to give me the strength, because I've thought things that I shouldn't think about myself, like as far as I shouldn't be here anymore, he should be here and I shouldn't, or we should just be together, because I felt like I couldn't do it without him. And um it was really hard on me and my mom. My mom was 24 when this happened to her. So I just turned 25, and when I turned 24, I just could not imagine losing my son, let alone having a son, but losing him at that as a 1-year old is just insane. And I commend my mother, because I know that that was hard for her. And mommy, if you're watching this, I love you. Everything I do is for my family. Him specifically, for sure, he gives me the drive to keep going and pushing to be something good, be something great. And I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut for a second so I can try to stop crying and get my point across. Okay, so back to what happened. All right, it was Halloween, and I had already been in school, guys, for you start school in August, September, October. So I had already started school 2 months ago. I started just perfectly fine with everybody, and I'm gonna tell y'all how God works, because the man that my mother was dating at the time, up from the beginning of them dating, they were only talking for 2.5 months, and the whole time he had been hitting on my brother without my mom knowing. And when she would ask questions about certain things, they would blame it on him being too rough, or he was playing and did this or he did that. And if you know Jordan personally, he was a little boy, so he was a little rough. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my little brother was crazy, y'all. He was a crazy little baby, but he was really a sweetheart. So for that man to be putting his hands on a child that was, for one, not his, and for him to be putting his hands on a child, period, is just insane. His excuse in his interrogation video was that he didn't want my brother to be gay, but it's like, how can you decide a child's sexuality and he's not even thinking about any of that yet? He can't even talk for real. He can only say mama, Jayla, like little words. So I don't think that that was your place to even think that you had control over who he was going to be. You he was jealous of my brother, and it's just very clear now from taking in everything that I know from then to now. um it's really unfortunate that he would do such thing. But let me get back on track. So basically, I had been in school for 2 months. There was gonna be a Halloween party at school, and there was one shot that I was missing. You know, you have to have vaccinations as a child. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cry, so I'm gonna just pause for a second, okay? Okay, God is just really amazing, all right? Because what are the odds? I've already been in school for 2 months, right? Now I can't come back to the school until I get this shot. So my dad had to work, my grandmother was working. So my dad dropped me off to my mother, and he offered to help my mom get him ready because I was already running late to go get my shots. And this is another thing too, guys. Like, I beat myself up for years thinking like I wish I didn't need that shot because I could have possibly saved him. But in this situation, I wasn't going to be able to save him. But God put me in place to save my mom, you know, because that man and his mother, they tried to flip it as if this was my mother's fault. And it wasn't. My mom never put her hands on us. She barely even wanted to raise her voice and yell at me and Jordan. This is a 24-year-old young woman at the time. My mom was only 24 with 2 kids. She would never do anything to harm me or him. So God himself placed me in that room to save her from being accused of hurting her own child. And it just, I'm sorry, this is so hard for me. I've never talked about this, especially not on camera, and for those people to hear and know, but I'm just thankful that I was allowed to see my baby for the last time before this happened. And I was also glad that I was able to save my mother because they are evil. Him and his mother is evil. They really tried to pin that on my mom, knowing damn well. Even fought for an appeal for another case to be brought up in court. You know what I'm saying? They brought the case back up in court when I was 19. So 15 years later, we're back in court for something that you know you did. They were trying their hardest to, you know, get him completely not guilty. They dropped 2 first-degree murder charges all the way down to involuntary manslaughter, and he got time served because he had already did 10 years, right? But I'm gonna tell you how God works. I kept telling my mom the whole time we were going to court, I'm like, jail is not his karma, mama. Like, that's not what he's supposed to reap. He's not supposed to reap jail. He needs to reap death. Like, simple. God made him sick, and that man died on his birthday. I don't know if y'all listen to my song. I'm only laughing because I try to, like, you know, enlighten myself. I once he died, I felt like enough courage to, you know, throw a little bar about him in one of my songs. In Suck It, I said died on his birthday. He and his wood I'm smoking. Like, I'm talking about my brother's killer. I'm not speaking on anyone else but him when I said that bar, because what's the odds? Like, you know, you took a life and now you're getting your life took on the day that you were given life. Yeah, guys. Ugh. I'm sorry, I had to cut it again. Um, so yeah, I don't know if any of you guys were on the stream when I was on Brad's house, and I did open up a little bit to you guys about Jordan. I didn't speak on specifically what happened, but I let you guys know that I wanted to start a foundation for young women and children who are being, abused or in domestic situations, or not even just specifically those people, just young women and children who need help in the world, because we have to have each other's backs and build each other up. We're all God's children, we're brothers and sisters in Christ at the end of the day. Some people don't acknowledge God, but at the end of the day, we're all still one. So I want to eventually, when I get in a higher power, make sure I can help other people avoid what me and my mother experienced, because it doesn't feel good. And um I can't believe, like, I was so happy to be a big sister, and I was robbed of that very early on. And um it fucked with me really bad. Like, I, I can't even let y'all know. Like, I would be talking all day to let you know the half of what I've been through since then, as a like domino effect of it. Like, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna probably call it the Jordan Wayne Foundation, because that's his name, Jordan Wayne Gentry. Jordan Wayne Foundation for Women and Children. I know, with the help of God, I'm gonna get it together one day, and once I get it up and running, it's just gonna be so beautiful to see. Of course, it'll be a nonprofit. I don't want to make any money from this. I only want to help people who are in need, because it's hard. I've even been in situations where I've lived in my car. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'm as real as it gets, and I know, like, it's harder for people out there than it is for me. So um I hope that I can be a safe space for a lot of you eventually one day, because that is the goal, and with the help of God, I know I'm gonna get there. But yeah, basically Jordan passed away from internally bleeding. He was beat to death, in a sense. I have one of the best angels over me, though. I do know that for certain. I don't have a management team. I don't have any of that. All the doors that are open for me are from God, and I feel like, because my little brother is close to God, he makes sure that I'm not forgotten about. Like, he knows my heart. He knows the plans I have, and even though I don't have him with me, I know that I am protected by those two the most. Like, look at this baby. He was so precious and sweet. And yeah, that's kind of all I have. I really didn't have any like structure to this, because I'm nervous talking. My heart is racing right now. I can't stop crying. Um, but I feel like I finally did owe you guys that heart to heart realness from me, because if I'm feeling better now, like the more I'm getting everything out, I'm starting to calm and feel better. If you can notice, I'm not tearing up anymore. But it took a really long time for me to get here, and I just thank God that I'm strong and I'm able to do this now, because I've always wanted to. And I know people who know me or know of me always wonder what happened, but a lot of people don't have the courage to ask me, and I've never had the courage to indulge in the conversation with a lot of people. Like, sometimes I would get mad when they ask me, because it's like, Why you want to do that to me right now? I'm not mentally secure with the situation still. So it's like, you asking me what happened is just gonna send me over the roof again. Like my anger will never go away. I'm so angry I don't have my brother. I know he would be happy to see me and everything that I'm doing. I know that he would be clapping for me, like, you know. So the fact that I'm doing all these big things and I can't go hug my brother or go buy him something from all the hard work that I'm doing, it sucks. Like, it really sucks. But I'm gonna end it here, guys. I don't want to keep crying. I hope that this video was informative enough for you guys to understand, and I don't even think that this will be enough for you to understand, because it's just so deep. It's caused so much pain for me, and some days I didn't even want to get out of bed. I didn't want to keep going, and that was selfish of me to not appreciate the life that I still have. And I think when people pass, sometimes we forget that we still have to live our lives too, even though it hurts. So I just hope that I can give you guys courage to keep going and know that when you have a goal, you can reach it, even though you have pain in your life, even though you may not have the best living situation, even though you may be going through a lot of things behind doors that people don't know because you don't speak on it. I'm one of those people, and I'm still great. So I want you to know that you are great too. And no matter what you do, always give it your very best. When you're not feeling well, pray. Pray. He's the only person that can really change your life around in your situation. Um, and if you guys ever need to talk, I'm here. Keep reaching out until you hear from me, because I do get a lot of DMs and a lot of people reach out to me. But if you are seriously in need, I've even been on the phone with my supporters. So just reach out. I'm real. I care and I love you all. Thank you for watching. Um, yeah. Long live my baby brother. Thank you for watching.